The decisive battle for Donbas and what unexpected losses occurred today, March 27, 2026, and we have an overview of the combat events on the Eastern Front. What is really happening in Donbas and whether the enemy will break through the defense, watch in this video. It's already the second week since the decisive battle for Donetsk region began. Despite the heavy defeat of the Russians last week, the enemy is advancing in some areas, but there are nuances. This week, the enemy advanced 5 kilometers towards Sloviansk from the settlement of Vasyukivka. As you can see on the map, it was already impossible to hold positions in this corridor due to logistics, so we pulled back to safer positions. This week, the settlement of Minkivka was completely cleared of occupiers, with more than 40 Russians eliminated. Towards Markova, the occupier advanced about 300 to 400 meters. And from Maisky, the enemy advanced about 200 meters and entrenched themselves towards Verolyubivka, in the area of Chasiv Yar and Kostiantinivka. Without mines, the front line hasn't changed, although the day before yesterday the Russians tried to break through and gain a foothold in Kostiantinivka using 2 tanks and infantry, but all except 1 tank were destroyed. The 1 damaged tank managed to escape. At the moment, Kostiantinivka is completely under the control of the armed forces of Ukraine. This week, the number of enemy artillery shellings of Kostiantinivka and across the entire Eastern Front has increased, and the density of first-person view drones and various UAVs has also risen several times. Despite this pressure, from Kostiantinivka to Sofivka, we are eliminating a large number of Russian occupiers, not giving them a chance to gain a foothold in new positions. The enemy is trying to advance in small groups. It is precisely in bad weather, when there is fog or rain, and right now the weather conditions are getting worse, that they use motorcycles, ATVs and electric scooters. Their task is to capture the high ground near the settlements of Yablunivka and Stepanivka. They need this to advance their offensive towards Kostiantinivka. Currently it is in these areas that we are eliminating the enemy in large numbers. I will show the actual strikes on the Motolife Ukraine Telegram channel because YouTube blocks such videos. The link is in the description below the video, so subscribe. In the Dobropilia direction, there is a slight advance of the enemy in the Raishain area. Our aviation is working on the surrounding positions, completely repelling their attacks. So as you can see, the Russian troops and their command were not prepared for the total destruction of their attacks. Heavy infantry losses. It demoralizes those whom they just push forward to their deaths, and they go. Because this is a herd that came for money to kill Ukrainians, and that's why they will die on our land. And soon the time will come when the occupier will flee from our land, but there will be no mercy for anyone here. There's also going to be some action in Russia on March 29. Supposedly, on this day at 3:00 post-meridium, all residents of Russia will go out into the streets against the shutdown of the internet, telegram, and against Putin. I think that on this day we'll see another circus, the weakness and cowardice of the Russian nation. If they aren't even given permission to protest, and they're already thinking about whether to break the law of such a rotten government or not, yes, they'll be thrown into police vans, and yes, there will be a lot of them. And that's because when someone is being dragged away, everyone will just record it on their phones instead of banding together to fight back. I think if you're going out just for TikTok content, you better stay home and not embarrass yourself. If you have a goal and the desire to live in a free country and not be an outcast in the world, then go out with the purpose to fight and win. Friends, write in the comments your thoughts on how this movement on March 29 will end, and for those from Russia, write whether you are ready to die for a life in a free country like Ukrainians. If so, then things aren't as bad as some people make them out to be. Support the armed forces of Ukraine, and we will definitely win because we are invincible. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the armed forces of Ukraine, glory to the volunteers, and Putin is a jerk.